It's not a game, folks. Parents, everything is not playtime. It's not get your phone, get your device. Go, start teaching these kids. Cause you just as responsible, black parents, for not educating these kids and not teaching these kids what the heck is going on. So stop playing like it's a game, like life is a fairy tale, like it starts and ends with Cardi B. Teach these kids some freaking information. Pick this book up and read this book and tell these kids what time it is. I'm kind of passionate about this, so I don't want to seem like I'm spazzing out on nobody. But I see what we're doing to our kids, and it's not fair to our kids.
I can feel it in the air. Yeah. It's gonna be a good day.
I'm starting to really believe that communication is the key. I think communication is the key. We need to start communicating more. Let's just start communicating more. Let's have more.
Yo, Team Jackson. It's your boy, Ty.
It's your girl, Shara.
And we're back with another video. You dig? Now, look, if you're new, you already know. Well, you don't know because you're new. But if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified every time we drop a video. You dig? Shara gonna tell y'all, like she normally does, what we're eating. And we're gonna get into it, eat, holler at y'all a little bit, and on to the next thing, you dig?
Okay, you guys, we are eating a Thai coconut curry soup.
What?
Thai coconut curry soup.
They made a coconut curry?
Oh my God.
You meant Thai.
Thai.
I thought you thought T.
Okay, so it has some brown rice noodles on the bottom. I have shrimp in mine. But then there's broccoli. There's snow peas. There's carrots. And this he has mushrooms in his.
Yeah.
And that's it.
All right. Let's pray and dig in. Father, we want to thank you for this food we're about to receive, for the nourishment of our body, in Yeshua's name, who is our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
You dig.
I'm hungry.
Dig.
How's everybody doing?
What's up out there, good people?
What is going on?
I hooked you up, too. We eating early. Mm-hmm. You owe me.
Oh, I do.
There you go, man.
Man, I don't owe you Jake. I am glad we're eating though. I am real glad we're eating now because I'm hungry.
Delicious.
Waiting for this all day.
We got Layla behind the camera. She the camera girl today. Mm-hmm. Say hey, Layla. Hi. She faking like she's sleeping.
Good.
Great. Good call. This was Layla's call, y'all. Layla actually wanted to have this meal.
Yes,
Thank you, Layla.
Mm-hmm. She sure did.
Mm.
Good.
You took your time with this one.
You know it's good, better when it simmers. When it's been sitting there. Of course, the noodles, I had to leave that by itself. You know, noodles, they'll fall apart. But the soup, I had it sitting all day. Not all day, but half the day. I had it simmering, kind of. This is good, y'all.
So what we rapping about today?
Let's talk about raising black, African American, just raising our children.
Raising black kids.
Yes.
In America.
In America, right. So, just want to talk about that a little bit.
Layla, go look on the nightstand beside my bed and get the first book that's on top.
I know.
It's funny you said that because I think you might have seen what I'm just getting into.
Well, I want to talk about it because I know for me, being concerned as a mother, as a sister, even as a daughter, it's like, and as a wife, I know, especially, but we know right now I'm emphasizing a mother. It's a big concern for me, concerning my kids. I feel like, and this has been the truth for years. We have to work harder, smarter, in practically everything we do. And then, what's so bad about it is even if something comes to us naturally, like an idea, we have to be smart enough to safeguard that idea, copyright it, do whatever we have to do, because over the years, a lot of our stuff has been taken from us as far as inventions, and other people have used it.
Yeah, they use it for gain because we pretty much built. Of course, we built the country, but
Right.
the very things like what is that in DC? Well, you already those buildings. I say it like that. I'm just
monuments?
saying. Yeah, just DC. Mm-hmm. I was going to name specific buildings, but no need.
Right. A lot of stuff, household stuff, surgical stuff. I mean, you name it. Wasn't the stoplight too? Like, there's so many things that was invented by us, but when you think about who got paid the money and that type of stuff, we didn't.
Well, I mean, you know, getting into, I think you said raising black kids in America. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. It's very tough because what you want to do is you want to be honest. And then, you know, when you're informed and you start understanding what's what, so a lot of things that I'm informed on now I wasn't informed on as a child. But I know these things I know now. So I'm choosing to inform my kids now. So they're asking questions, or I'm telling them stuff and they're like, oh, I thought it was, like, for instance, was something we was going over with them in the social studies history or something?
Yeah.
Well, give me something to drink if you don't mind. And I can't even remember what it was. Something you told me about. It was so backwards. I was like, oh my god.
Pretty much the 3/5 rule was one.
Okay, what about the 3/5 rule?
It was pretty much saying that we were only worth 3/5 of a person.
We were only 3/5 of a person.
Right. We weren't considered.
And we were teaching Layla that this year.
And she was trying to understand, like, what 3/5 of a person? What does that mean? That means, and that's why a lot of times we couldn't even vote because we weren't considered a person.
Water's fine, Layla. Water's fine.
We weren't even considered a person to vote. So that's why it took a while for us to even be considered in that way. And just trying to explain this to your child. And what's so funny about it is, in school, it's people kind of whiz by it.
Thank you.
To the point that as a child, you really don't comprehend, like, wait a minute. Some kids do. But then some kids, they learn it like as a fact versus using it as like the Bible says, like a selah, kind of like a way to reflect on, wait a minute, you said we're only worth 3/5 of a person. How did that come about? You know, versus some children, they just say, okay, it's 3/5 rule. It is what it is, and then they move on to the next topic.
So in that it's like that's part of raising a black African American child in America. You know, you have to be informed yourself to be able to teach your child what it is they need to know, and because what they teach them in those textbooks aren't truth. And then you even ask the question, why are y'all still teaching out of these ancient textbooks? We know what the ancient textbooks stand on. It stands on what the country was built on. The country was built off blood. It was built off slavery. It was built off just taking a particular people and just demolishing them, just destroying them, taking everything away from them, from the land they're from, destroying, taking their voice, taking their language, taking them from their people that they love, their people that they're kin to, they're connected to. Everything about the country was built off of just taking when they came over here and took land. So what we have to do is, in this, one of the biggest things in raising kids in America, raising black kids, African American kids in America, is to focus on education. Education. Then we got to begin to build infrastructure that empowers us, that lifts us up. You know what I'm saying? And we need our own money. We need. I mean, there's a lot of things we need, but just sticking to education, we have to teach them. If we don't teach them, they're not gonna know because the textbooks aren't gonna teach them. And hopefully, with some help and some things that could possibly come in the future, that those textbooks are changed and we're speaking more the truth. But at these young ages that they are, you know, Layla been in the 4th grade, for instance, it's time to start instilling in her. It's been time. You know, we should have been, you know, well, we have instilled some things in her. We've had her little children's books and stuff we have around here, but really y'all start drilling this stuff in these kids very, very, very young. So we have to educate our kids, in my opinion. You know, we can get into some other things, but education is very key because if they don't know, they just don't know. And it's our job to make sure they know. Not a school, not an institution that was created to keep them down. No, that's not the way.
Because you gotta be honest, y'all. You gotta look at the funding in the school system, where all the funds go, and they really don't go to us, education-wise at all. When you think about the schools that get the most money, it's really not for our children. You know, it's for other children, and that's the sad part too. And I think they, going back to what I was saying earlier with the 3/5 rule, I think they also use 3/5 rule. I think, and they were teaching that as a way to be, like, for taxation purposes. Saying 3/5, if you have 3/5 of the slaves population, that's how they calculated taxes too as well. So even if you had 100 people in the slave population, they still weren't going to count all of them because they all weren't people. And to me, to still deal with the mindset of it, so even though the 3/5 rule is not necessarily being executed, the concept of it isn't dead. When you think about how much we matter sometimes, you know, as African American, how much our children matter, the expectation of our children as far as, especially being the black male, to go to jail pretty much.
The criteria isn't even the same from school to school. There could be a school 10 minutes away from the next school. One could be 90% black, other one could be 90% white. The learning criteria, guys, isn't even the same. Look it up yourself. What it takes to pass or to do whatever, it's not even the same. So it's almost like they expect us to be done, and if we had an opportunity, and to be as smart as we are, I mean, the only way you can keep people down as smart and as great as we are is to put your foot on their neck. That's the only way, because if you give us an inch, we're going to take a mile. If you give us a screwdriver, we're going to build a freaking masterpiece. Like, give us a screwdriver and a couple pieces of wood, you'll be shocked at what we do. But, you know, I know our time is limited even in this video, but I say education is one. I asked y'all to, I asked Lily to get this because when she brought up the topic, I thought about it. This is one I started reading. I asked y'all, this is Carter G. Woodson. This is Carter G. Woodson, The Miseducation of the Negro. I asked y'all to pick this up and read this. Very informative, you know, informative, a whole lot of information. And if y'all don't know, Carter G. Woodson, the reason there's a Black History Month is because of this man right here. This is the reason why there's a Black History Month. So I encourage y'all to look him up, check him out, and all that good stuff. But that's one thing. One more topic I'll bring up before we keep it moving is, you know, before we have to get out of here, it will be just the, you know, having older kids as well, having to teach them like how to even conduct themselves outside the house. If you get pulled over, do this, say this, call me. I had a thing with Marco, maybe about a month ago, and he got it, you know, has something happen, and I found out about it maybe a week later, 9 days later, and I was so pissed off, and I was very upset. I said it like that, and I was upset because I'm like, dude, do you realize what could have happened? The first thing you should have done was been on the phone with me. First things first. When the police arrive, hit me up, put me on video. You know, let's face whatever we got to do, but just at least get me on the phone, and I'm on my way to where you say you are. When I'm home and I'm available, I'm not somebody else is, because I know how they do. So you got to teach them. You know, be careful, be mindful what you say, how you move. It's sad that you have to say no sudden movements. What does that mean? You move quick, I'm gonna shoot you in the face. You know, versus, heck, if I move quick, mace me. That's gonna stop anybody, any dog, any man, anything. You mace it, it's gonna stop. Tase me, gonna shut me down. But at least I live to see my family again. So we have to teach our kids how to be careful just and how to maneuver and how to move in the world to keep their lives. That's tough. So for the question to be, what was the question? How is it? What you said? Raising black kids in America. I would say darn hard, because you have to, as parents. Everything ain't no freaking game. Now I'm not gonna get upset. I almost got upset. It's not a game, folks. Parents, everything is not playtime. It's not get your phone, get your device. Go, start teaching these kids. Because you just as responsible, black parents, for not educating these kids and not teaching these kids what the heck is going on. So stop playing like it's a game, like life is a fairy tale, like it starts and ends with Cardi B. Teach these kids some freaking information. Pick this book up and read this book and tell these kids what time it is. I'm kind of passionate about this, so I don't want to seem like I'm spazzing out on nobody. But I see what we're doing to our kids, and it's not fair to our kids. Teach our kids. We can't keep letting these kids down the way we have been.
And it's important that we teach them history, because a lot of our history has been taken away from us.
All of our history has been taken away from us.
You can speak to somebody, that has a certain background. I've heard, Italians and different people, they'll sit there and talk about, they know where their family was, or they're Jewish, they know where their parents were during the Holocaust. I mean, they know a lot of information, and it's still devastating information, but they know it.
Well, let me ask you this.
And for us, we don't know it,
This is the last thing I'm going to say. And I want you to answer honestly. If you're Mexican, you could be deported. Mm-hmm. If you're Chinese, you could be deported. You can go back to China. Name the only people that can't go back.
Us.
Stripped us of every single thing.
Because at least they're saying that, hey, you belong there. They're saying, like,
right.
we really don't.
You don't belong here, but you don't belong there either.
It's just a weird thing, because a lot of people say go back to where you came from, but we really can't, because we probably can't. It's not like I can just go back to Africa. I have to go through the process to try to become a citizen.
But I'm saying, you're not going to be deported.
I'm not going to be deported.
Because they saying you ain't.
But you're right.
I see it. This is something I want to touch on more. I got a little bit emotional because it's a sensitive topic. It's a very serious topic. And guys, we're not taking it serious enough. And we're losing our children in the street daily. We're losing our young adults in the street daily. We're using we're using our middle-aged people. I mean, George Floyd wasn't a baby, he was in his 40s. So let's just take a little passion in getting our kids where they need to be and educating them. Let's focus on educating them and teaching them what to do to stay alive in the meantime. That's the two things we'll take away from this video, y'all. And y'all know how we like to come. We like to cut up. We like to play. But we're very serious about our people. We're very serious about all people because we love people. Yeah. But we have to pay attention specifically to ours because nobody else is. And we need to come together. We need to stick together. A house divided against itself cannot stand, will not stand. and we're not gonna be divided, right? You dig? We're gonna be together. We're gonna make this thing do what it do. We're gonna live the fight again and again and again. We're gonna get changed. Our grandchildren won't be experiencing what we did. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna get better. Our great grandchildren are gonna be even better. Our great grandchildren on and on. It's gonna shift. The last is gonna be the first. It's all gonna be gravy. It's gonna be good, but it's gonna take some time and a whole lot of work. So if you can't do nothing but this much, do it, because it gets us that much further. Everybody counts in this fight. All right? So love each other. Continue to love. Continue to spread joy. Continue to just be, who you are unapologetically. Don't apologize for who you. Don't apologize because your hair is coarse. Don't apologize. You know what I'm saying? I encourage you, young brothers, pull your pants up. You know what I'm saying? If you got twists, get a little edge up. Keep that thing together. Keep it tight. You want to look right. You want to present yourself right because you are right. You are great. And we ain't walking in looking less than. We're tired of that. It's over. Pull your pants up. Get your attitude together. Let's get you educated. Let's get on to this next phase so we can be who we've been ordained to be, who we were.
And you guys, and to what he's saying is we are smart. He said this before. And I think sometimes we feel that we don't have the capacity to be a doctor or to be like an entrepreneur. Like, I think a lot of our problem is, number one, is our resources. I'll be honest about that. What's been given to us. But I think one of the biggest issues we have is believing in ourselves. And that's pretty much it. And
that's because of the systemic oppression is why we don't.
Right.
So believing in ourselves is very key. But that's why I'm telling y'all to educate these babies. Let them know where we're from. Educate yourself, because there's a lot I don't know. But right now, we studying the Wilmington Race Riot. We're studying a few things that are very instrumental to us understanding how things were. I know y'all familiar with Black Wall Street. Like, y'all look these books up. I'm gonna start sharing books. We're gonna start doing them.
Black history.
Black history maybe once a week or something.
Current, just black events or something. It could be current.
Well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But long as we educating ourselves, because we can't come to y'all with it until we educate ourselves. So the motivation for me, motivation for her will be, we gotta learn. We gotta learn. Can't share, can't teach unless you learn. And you're not gonna ever be powerful if you're not willing to be a student. If you're not willing to learn. I'm always willing to learn. You dig? And that's what we're gonna do. I like, I like that's why I say you dig. You dig it. Like, that was something that we created, that we did for whatever reason. So I don't level myself down to be on nobody's level, but I can show you this is how I am. This is what I do. Come up here. I'm not in the streets hustling. I got those Jordans that you want. I didn't have to sell dope to get them. Let me tell you what I'm doing and how I got where I am. Then we educate, and they go higher than us.
Educate. That's it. Educate.
So I'm gonna sign out, man. I think we good.
We good.
We appreciate y'all. Look, make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment. Click on that post notification bell, like Tyson would say. Be notified every time we drop a video. That's what Tyson would say. I say hit. Tyson say click on that. Tyson, that's my dude. So do that, y'all. We gonna get up out of here. We appreciate y'all. We thank y'all for listening. And please take our advice. We need each other. We need y'all, okay? We need y'all. Black, white, Hispanic, green, whatever you are, please help us in this fight and help us get better. Right. All right? We love y'all. Team Jackson, peace and love.
I'm starting to really believe that communication is the key. I think communication is the key. We need to start communicating.